Okay, so to be honest, I really feel like making a video, another one, because no one's home, and that never happens. And so yeah, I'm just gonna find something to talk about, and we'll see where this goes. Um, so recently, a lot of weird things have been not weird but good and cool in a way. Things have been coming up. The more I'm developing my intuition and psychic abilities and stuff like that. It's been interesting. I'm definitely glad to have people to talk to because sometimes I feel like I'm losing it. Um, Especially because my family doesn't believe in stuff like this or they're afraid of it, which is how I kind of grew up. Um, was around fear and anxiety over things that people can't see, the non-tangible world. Um, I guess. Uh, so I don't know how to explain why I never realized all these things about myself until I left for college. And then it was kind of like onslaught at once, and I was like, oh my god, what's going on? Like, I don't know what to do, and I felt so lost. And then I ended up coming back home, which is interesting because then I had to deal with all the stuff that I suppressed and kept within myself for basically my entire life without even realizing it. Oh, I have a text from a number. Okay. But I've always been told I've had a good intuition and stuff like that, and I just never got it until it's something that you have to get on your own. You know, you can't just be told you have a good intuition and like start doing these amazing things. You have to believe in it yourself. It can be there. You can have that power within you. Like for example, I can sense I can sense people who I think are intuitive or are very in touch with their divine self. I can sense that, but they might not even know it yet. Um, know how powerful they are, I should say, because I really do think some people are just born to be intuitive and they're born to reach, nirvana or to become enlightened and to help others and stuff like that. Um, but society doesn't really help us to realize that potential. There's just so much energy distortion and like so much so many issues revolving feminine energy and psychic awareness and intuition and feelings and emotions and um, vibrations and stuff like that. It's just not really heard of in our society, which is why these things often happen to people and they think they're crazy, but they're not. Especially with children, a lot of times I've been reading a lot about children growing up. Children see things that adults don't. They are like programmed to see auras and spirits, and they're very in touch with that part of themselves because they're babies and they were just reborn, so they're very close to their divine self. But as parents are afraid, or most of the time anyways, they're afraid, or whoever's watching the kid is afraid when the kid says they see someone or is seeing colors, they're told, no, that's not possible, or like, don't talk about that, that's weird. And then the kid starts to think that, and then eventually we lose all of our divine powers that we were born with, and we forget they exist, and we get stuck in masculine energy and chaos and confusion, and we just basically lose ourselves. So, yeah, once I started finding that divine part of me, like, my whole life makes so much more sense now. So much more. And I'm starting to finally meet people who are helping me instead of hurting me, because that was definitely a pattern that I've had throughout my life. Um, but I've been meeting people who've had similar experiences with dreams and with feeling things, and people who are interested in talking about this kind of stuff instead of shying away from it. Uh, and just good people, like very, very good people. And I'm lucky enough to have found this gut feeling or intuition that I have within me because it has led me to so much better things than where I was at I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I don't even know where I would be if I didn't start listening to myself, because I was very unhealthy. And doctors wouldn't tell me what was wrong. They didn't know what was wrong. Finally, like a year later, I found a holistic doctor, and we found out that I have parasites and bacteria and all this. My blood's really dirty, and that was causing like a lot of issues, which is what I told the doctors from the beginning, but they thought I was crazy. So that's just another example of how we are taught not to trust ourselves, and basically, I think that's where my heart chakra was just like broken as a kid, because anything I ever thought or felt or believed, I was told I was wrong or kind of looked down upon. Like, just how optimistic I was always put down or like told I wasn't being real and that that wasn't possible and stuff like that. But I know now that it is, and there are people who believe in that, and it's nice to be around them, and you can kind of feed off of each other's positive vibrations instead of being pulled down by someone who is using your energy type thing. Um, and so yeah, I guess I don't really know what else I can talk about, but I like being able to talk about things when I can, because I feel weird when my parents are home because they don't believe in any of this stuff and probably think I'm crazy if they knew everything that I found out about myself. But that's okay, because I know that I'm not, and I am secure with myself and the things I believe in, although I am a little weirded out by the fact that I have established that I can communicate with the spiritual world, which I'm not as afraid of now. I found this out like about 2 weeks ago through deep meditation. It's something that I feel like has been like something has been trying to tell me this, that I've had this gift forever, like through my dreams and vivid things, like vivid dreams like that. Like it always felt like I'd wake up like something was trying to tell me something I could never figure it out. And then as soon as I figured this out in this meditation, I feel like I could talk to the spirits. Like, yeah, I was really terrified and I was scared, but the fact that I knew I had people who I could tell that to, it helped so much. And I didn't even know that they had experienced the same things. But as soon as I told them that I felt like I could do this, they were like, "I believe you. I do that too. That happens to me too." So you just never really know with people or what they believe in and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, that's the one. Ever since I've like uncovered that part of myself, like I've been developing the intuition and psychic stuff, and like the thing idea that there are no such thing as coincidences, like started connecting the dots a lot, but I didn't see that one coming. Definitely never believed in any of the things I believe in now, and literally it took them to be knocked into my head with a hammer for me to believe them. So, and I definitely respect people who don't believe in these things. My boyfriend is atheist, and he doesn't believe me at all. Or he doesn't believe in the things I believe in at all, I should say, because he believes in me, but he doesn't believe in the things I believe in. It's kind of paradoxical and weird, but I love him, and I'm confident that he will find his way, or whatever way that is, whatever's best for him, and we are happy together, so that's what makes me happy. But I wonder what he'd say if he watched this video. So what would you say? But yeah, actually, interesting story about him. I would have never been dating him if I didn't have dreams about him all the time for no reason, and followed through with them, because something, I'd wake up with this feeling that I was just with him, and I would have these dreams where we just connected like on this like intense, intimate level, but I barely knew him. So then that made me want to know him. And literally the first 2 times we hung out, like it was like fate. Like it felt so right, and it was like terrifying, but at the same time it was great. Now we're in love, and yeah. So those are just good things that can happen to you when you start listening to yourself and just going with the flow, kind of. Once I started doing yoga at this place, I'm no longer doing yoga at, unfortunately. I missed the deadline because I'm dumb. Just kidding, I'm not dumb. But uh, there was some lady doing a remake, whatever, some random lady who suggested I go see this holistic doctor who has proved my intuition right from the very beginning about the parasites, and I'm now cleansing my blood, and I'm going to see him tomorrow, and I'm super excited because going to see the chiropractor makes me feel all kinds of good and just balanced and stable, and I love it. 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 Um, yeah. So that's where I'm at. My best friend came home, and we've been able to talk a lot about the spiritual stuff because I see so much myself in her, and it's amazing to have her back finally because I miss her like crazy. And it sucks that like a lot of my friends aren't coming home from school because we're getting older, and I guess people are growing up now, and so they're getting real jobs and stuff, where I'm just like sitting here. But yeah, I'll be working at a day camp, so that makes me happy. But yeah, I literally have like a couple of friends coming home, not even. But I'm just glad one of them is Rachel because she's amazing. Um, and just the talks that I have with her are crazy. Like finding someone that you can have deep, intimate, spiritual, whatever is like in your system talks with, like whatever's on your mind. It's amazing to find a person that you know you can talk to about it because otherwise you keep it held in and that never does anyone any good. So, yep. Alright, it's probably about it. Um, and this is a kind of random video, but, oh, well, you can watch it if you want. I don't really care. Just felt like making it. So, hopefully I'll make something more helpful or useful or pertinent to your life in the future. Sayonara.